What's up, everybody? This is Andy, and I am here today at Universal Studios for the first day of Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is a great event here at Universal, one of my favorites. It's a really great vibe, and we're going to go ahead, take a look at the scene, and show you guys some stuff that you shouldn't miss while you're here. Mardi Gras at Universal is an annual event that lasts for a few months in the spring, and this year it's going on from February 4th to April 16th, 2023. It's a food music festival that takes over the original Universal Studios park, but not Islands of Adventure. I kind of like to think of this as Universal's own answer to Epcot's Food and Wine Festival. It doesn't cost extra, and so all of this you're about to see is part of your regular admission. First thing you'll notice when you walk in the park is just the overall scene that I love and the streetmosphere, as the kids are calling it. It's the street performers that are out here engaging with the crowd, handing out beads, talking to you, saying Happy Mardi Gras, and just creating a really fun vibe and atmosphere. And since I'm going to have trouble avoiding the obvious comparison against Epcot's Food and Wine Festival, this is one of those little things here that I think Universal does really well and maybe even better than Disney. The street performers create a really great energy here, and it's hard not to have fun when all this is happening around you, the music, the vibe. And one of my favorite things is this New Orleans-style jazz band that will just travel around the park playing live music on the go. And the next one is probably one of the big reasons we're all here, the food. Universal's Mardi Gras has all the Louisiana Cajun style food and drinks you definitely expect. You can find jambalaya, gumbo, beignets, crown cakes, king cakes, and those are delicious. I'm a big Cajun food guy myself. I tried the shrimp gumbo on this trip. It was great, and I can't wait to get some more of it. It was so good. But Universal has expanded the food festival beyond Louisiana and now includes the international flavors of Carnaval as part of this event. To me, it feels like it's a very deliberate shot at Disney and the food fest that they have over at Epcot, and this does take over the entire park with food booths serving food and drinks from all over the world. Here's a look at the international countries that are represented at the festival, and there's also a French Quarter section of food booths serving all the classic New Orleans-style dishes, drinks, and desserts. My personal absolute favorite thing I tried was the chicken schnitzel at the Germany booth. That's a little bit over between Simpsons and Diagon Alley, I want to say. It was over on that way. You can see Men in Black from it. And I also really liked this bright red hot dog from Denmark that had a name I'm not even going to try to attempt to pronounce. It was served with a really delicious curry remoulade, onions, and topped with pickled cucumbers, which I think pickled cucumbers are just pickles, right? Cucumbers are pickles. We also tried the shrimp gumbo, which was delicious. The fried green tomato po' boy, which was very good, especially if you like fried green tomatoes. And this twisted frank, basically a long hot dog covered in kettle chips. It was only okay. It was fine. It wasn't really anything special compared to everything else. We were a little bit lukewarm on that one, but our kids liked it. For dessert this time, we tried the waffle s'mores from the Belgian booth, which was a huge hit with the kids. They loved it. I thought it was a little too sweet and sticky for me. Still very, very good, but next time, personally, I would try the strawberries and cream topped one, but the waffle s'mores is still really good if that's your thing, especially if you have kids with a sweet tooth. Kids love s'mores. Next is the Tribute Store, and if you don't know what the Tribute Store is, it's a really unique merch store that completely changes its theming a few times a year to match the season, and this place has become a little bit of an attraction on its own for us theme park nerds. It's normally located in the back of the park next to Mummy, but for this Mardi Gras, they've moved it up closer to the front of the park on Hollywood Boulevard. I don't know if it's a permanent change, but for this year's Mardi Gras, that's where you'll find it. They always go really over the top on the theming and the decor in this place, and they'll usually have a lot of merch that you can only find here. It's definitely worth a stop to have a look around in here. Just being in here is pretty fun. They got a lot of cool stuff. My favorite time of year to check out this store, though, is definitely Halloween. This place gets converted into like a gift shop haunted house with a lot of Universal Classic Monsters stuff and a lot of Halloween Horror Nights merch too. Next up is the parade, and personally, I'm not usually a big theme park parade guy. They can get crowded and people can get pushy and you gotta fight for a view, and I'm really not gonna spend a big chunk of my day watching a parade. So usually I'll use the parade time to get on the rides when the lines might be a little bit shorter, I think. But this parade is one huge exception I have to that rule. And if you're here for Mardi Gras, you really don't want to miss the parade. It's really just a full-blown, but much shorter, condensed Mardi Gras parade that goes through Universal Studios with these incredibly decorated and lit up floats. There's dancers and performers in amazing costumes. Everybody's creating a really festive vibe. And of course, famously, the beads are being thrown from the floats to all the crowds below. And you can even ride on one of the floats too, but you need to be either an annual pass holder and you need to sign up to ride one, literally like within minutes of them opening up registration. And I've tried and I couldn't do it. It was all booked up within an hour for the whole season. Or you can buy a ticket for $85 to Universal's Ride and Dine experience, and that includes a 3-course meal at one of Universal's participating full-service restaurants and a ride on the float where you can be a bead thrower yourself. So if you weren't able to register for free, you can at least pay for it and get a meal out of it if that's your thing. This parade really is a big attraction in itself here, and it's really a big part of the whole Mardi Gras experience at Universal. In my opinion, one of the best places to watch the parade is near Mel's Drive-In, and that's because that's where the parade starts and finishes, so you can get a good view of it twice. That's a tip I picked up from a Universal team member who shared that with me, and we went and watched it from there, and I agree, it was a great spot. And finally, the free concerts. To end the night, Universal includes a free concert with your ticket, too. There's no extra costs, you just show up and find a spot on that lawn in front of the big stage in front of Rip Ride Rocket. Just a little tip though, because there's no reserved seating, if the artist is somebody you really want to see, you should plan to find a spot as early as you can. Maybe at least a few hours if you don't mind walking up to there and finding a spot, because Universal's free concerts are really popular and they draw really big crowds. And if you show up later in the day, or even right before the concert starts, you'll end up being way in the back. And that might be fine if you don't really care that much. You just kind of want to watch and listen a little bit. But if it's a popular artist, this will draw a big crowd. Last year, we hung around late to see Styx and Marshmello, and both of those had huge crowds. Tonight, we got a chance to check out a little bit of Patti LaBelle's concert, and she drew a really big crowd too. Here's the lineup for the rest of the season if you want to come check out one of the free concerts. So that's a quick little rundown and what you can expect to see at Universal Mardi Gras. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had a chance to check out this event and what you thought. And definitely leave me some good food recommendations in the comments too. I want to know what I need to eat next time I go out there. And thanks for subscribing and clicking the bell to be notified next time I share a video.